What's going on today, guys? Hope everything's good. Welcome to the drone show. As I'm sure you saw from the title, that I promise I didn't screw up this time. Last couple videos I've released and I forgot to update the title before listing it and having to go back and edit it and stuff. Anyway, but from the title, as long as I remember, and the thumbnail, you'll see that today is the video dedicated to the FSK Vitrified Diamond 400 grit stone. Matt's Grail. This stone is an aggressive stone. It is a holy grail to many because of the fact of it really abrades metal quickly. Its feedback is insane. This thing will obviously last forever, but this stone is a beast. The only thing that I would think that would probably rival it is this guy right here, which is the HK Knife Works 400 grit extra hard, right? That is a Donma's. Sent me that to test it. I'm not going to do a this versus that right now. This is going to focus solely on the FSK today. So what I'm going to sharpen is this. This is my Aogami Sujihiki. Or I think it's Super. Yeah, it's Aogami Super. This thing is an HRC rating around 64. It's a little hard to sharpen. It's pretty hard. It's not brittle, but it's a pretty hard steel. It's been a pretty good knife. I'm not knocking it. I mean, it was a little inexpensive. It's just been really weird to sharpen, and I think it has a lot to do with its HRC. It's claiming that it's 64. I've not personally tested that. Who knows? It could be harder for all I know, because it is difficult to sharpen. But we're going to see exactly what the FSK does today. And just for fun, we couldn't do a really good grinding stone without going ahead and abusing this guy a little bit and just thinning some more behind the edge, right? I actually want to give it quite a few passes to take the rest of that edge down. That thing's actually doing pretty good. But I just wanted to thin it some more. Just why not? We got it on the thing here. I'm not going to have this stone forever. For those that have followed the story for Matt, who was unfortunately scammed by a piece of trash on Reddit, the stone is actually now going to be his. So he actually gets the stone that he got gypped out of, and I'm very happy for that. Our giveaway is next Wednesday for the Altstone Fukami. So just make sure that you are a subscriber to the channel and make sure that you leave a comment on any of the videos from last Wednesday until Sunday's video, which will be the last video before the giveaway. So also, it's official on Reddit. I posted that I'm going to start needing testers for the vitrified stones that myself and Bird Dog are going to make. That includes you guys, right? Leave some comments if you want to be a tester. The requirement, I say requirement, the thing that I ask is that you don't need to be some highly proficient sharpener. You just need to be able to sharpen a knife and give feedback. So you need to be able to tell me that you had trouble, for one reason or another, or it was great for this reason. It did really well with your putting an edge on your knife, or performed better than anything you ever had before because of this, that kind of stuff. Like actual details, not just descriptive words of it's amazing, but just things like that. So if you want to be part of the testing, I'm going to do it in several batches, I believe, is what I've decided. With those batches, I'm figuring that we're going to do like a run and have them with certain grits, certain types of binder, then run a second batch, adjusting those things. So there's going to be room for multiple people to help me test this out. So it's not like I'm going to limit it to only 10. Originally, I thought maybe 10 to 15 people. Honestly, if we're doing multiple batches, it may be more like 30. So anyway, if you're interested, just leave a comment below. Then I'll message you and maybe get some contact details and add you to an email list. So anyway, other than that, let's go ahead and give this guy a little start here. I'm going to bring you to the GoPro. So as you know, FSK? That's a K, right? FSK is a Japanese company. These are vitrified diamond stones. So that means they are fired in a kiln. They've made some form of mixture They've laid it on slate. I'm not quite certain what this little dark layer is here. You can see there's like the super dark, but then there's this like thin, darker layer. Don't know what that is. I don't know if that's maybe the glue, or maybe it's seeping color from the potentially slate base here. I don't know. Either way, I don't think it affects anything. Of course, just something I noticed, which was interesting. We'll go ahead and get this bad boy up, chum. Get some passes, let y'all hear it. So I hope you guys have had a good week. Mine has been busy. I've been taking care of my dad. With dementia is an unfortunate disease, guys. So if you have anybody that has suffered through it or could be suffering through it, man, I feel for you. It is difficult, but we'll make it through, right? I think the first thing I'm going to do real quick is just some passes on this bevel and behind the edge here, just to kind of just see what happens, right? Let's listen to it, and then I'll do the actual sharpening of the bevel on the Sujihiki. Give you a shot of that real quick before we proceed here. It's a beautiful knife. I love this guy. This is a Yoshida Hamono, I believe. It has two names, right? Because they changed their name to something Kurosaki type thing or something. I'll post both of them in the description. The other one I can't really pronounce because I can't remember how it's spelled. I do know Yoshida Hamono, whatever. All right, here we go. Let's listen to this on this here bevel. Oh my God. I gotta tell you, this thing eats steel for breakfast. It is just, oh my God, that's insane. So you can see this line where I applied the pressure. Holy crap. I mean, what was that, 20 passes or so, roughly? I don't know, maybe. And if you guys have watched me, this Hatsukokoro is a 63 HRC knife, and I struggled thinning this thing because of how hard it is using anything that isn't diamond. Look at that. So you can see this line all the way down that differs from the shiny spot. That's where I just ground that down. That took off so much steel. Holy crap. This stone, look, this is kind of what I hope my benchmark for what we're going to make is between this and that down there. That's my goal, right? So this is what I'm hoping for. The performance of this thing is just insane. I gotta get the tip because it didn't go all the way to the tip there. It's fairly quiet whenever you're not doing actual like edge work. When I do the edge, you'll hear it. Yeah, that's just crazy. Something else I found out about this knife, I've found lots of unevenness. Like, you can't really look down the spine of it or even at the side. You can see some kind of washboarding, right? Little waves. And it's a handmade product, okay? So again, I don't try to crap all over this knife. But some of the reason I have problems here grinding these lines that I've had for several months trying to get this thing to an amazing level is because of the fact that just the steel it's warped. I finally discovered it because I put a mic on it, a micrometer, and found all the spots. So if I were to grind on this thing, maybe put on my belt sander, or belt grinder, I would eventually get this thing evened up and it would be no problem. You shouldn't have to work this hard on a knife that you buy retail. I don't mind the rusticness of the knife. I love that, actually. Those Nakura Hamonos that I've got, that's one of the things I love about them. But you should not have to do that. Okay, that'll be enough for that side. I'll guarantee you this thing It just eats that steel. That thing is going to be thin enough behind the edge. So the next steps for this knife will be putting the Kasumi back on, making it nice and hazy. I'll do that in a different video. Give it its proper redemption, because well, even though I'm doing some more thinning right now, this thing actually does really good, because I got it thin kind of where I needed it. So man, I'll tell you, after it's fixed, it's really awesome. But I'm telling you, the work I had to do before, no. Just trying to do this quickly enough and then get to the actual star of the show, the Sujihiki. Yeah, same thing. Just abrades away that steel. It's more uneven on this side than it is the other side. That's just crazy. Hatsukokoro, folks. They do have some high-end stuff, don't get me wrong. Their higher-end stuff is actually really nice. But it better be for $400 and $500. My goodness. My goodness. Okay, that should be good, I think. Because I can finish the rest of that off screen. I just wanted to show you how freaking much steel this thing abrades away. I did find out too. Oh, I almost forgot about that. There's two things I want to tell you. First thing is, I don't know if you remember me telling you that it rusted that day that we were doing this, and I ran it over some more stones there, and I was like, holy crap, this thing's never like showed any kind of rust or signs of wanting to rust on me. It was a lot of cladding down in the actual hard steel, where the hard steel should have been. It should have been the actual core steel, you know. So this thing wasn't even cladded properly. You know, if you're going to go and buy something for, I don't care if it's only $89. Like, it needs to be better than that. Because not everybody that buys those is going to have the skills that I have or you have or whatever. All right, here we go. The Sujihiki. Such a long knife. I think it's 270 millimeter. It's big. Really big. Nice. And if you haven't seen the theme that I normally have, is I absolutely love a Kurochi finish. Let's do this. Let's get her going. It's kind of noisy, but not too bad. Oh my God. So on other stones that I've ever used on this thing, I've had to at least do a couple of passes to get a burr. I have a burr. I do have a need back here and at the tip. That has to do again with the warpage on this knife, which is not as bad as the Hatsukokoro. All we got to do is just come back here real quick where we don't have the burr, which is right there. We'll focus on that for a second. Listen to that. You can hear it. Like, holy crap. I've never paid attention to that before. I think that might be a blunt edge. Like, completely blunted. Let me just double click. Man, my brain is not functioning, guys. So we do have kind of a bevel. Let's look on this side. It'll all be. It is a blunted edge. No wonder I've had so much problem. Okay, let's fix that with this here 400. That's what this thing's for, right? It's a grindy beast. It got some of it up there. So I'm going to focus on the far back portion. Lots of pressure, because I mean I have to grind in a bevel here. If ever angle was important, it's important right now. I'm using my body as opposed to my elbows, which I don't normally use my elbows anyway. I do to some degree depending on where I'm at and what I'm doing. I mean, I'm just literally leaning forward. Yeah, there we go. We've created a bevel. Done. Oh yeah, yeah, we definitely did. Okay. Heck yeah. Man, Matt, you're getting a beast now. I'm gonna do the tip. I don't think the tip is the same reason. It's just weird, the tip is. Yep, we got a burr. This thing is just insane, I'm telling you. These FSK stones are expensive. There is no doubt about it. Nibbed in the bud, he was a contest winner. Giveaway, I always say contest. You guys aren't in a contest. You're just making entries. He was a giveaway winner. He is going to Japan and has offered to potentially get and pick up some FSKs if anyone's interested, to kind of save some of those fees. I don't know if that extends to everybody, but if anyone's interested in getting some, let me know and I could pass the word along. Let's just give it this some long strokes. So I normally talk about the feedback, right? If I'm comparing this to something and how it feels, it kind of feels like my King 300. If any of you use the King Deluxe 300, very similar. It's got that rock road kind of feeling, but more refined. So if you look at it like that, it's not as gravelly feeling, I guess is the way to say it. I said that aggressively, didn't I? Gravelly feeling, but it's not. It has a less gravel road feel than the King Deluxe 300, but it has the same sound and obviously more cutting power. I'm gonna look at this under the microscope. That's the only problem with some of these less expensive Japanese knives is they're great quality, but their grinds are usually lacking. But that's okay. That's why we do what we do. Man, that scratch pattern's insane. Yeah, it just needs a little adjustment right through here. It looks okay, but I'm gonna go ahead and just give it kind of a little bit of flair. I'm gonna do some long strokes real quick. Kind of straighten it and set it out there. Make sure we're good all the way to the back. And that little back, like absolute corner, and I'm talking literally like fingernail width right there. It's not good, but let me see if I can just focus on that. That thing, I'm telling you, yeah. I'll tell you what, I may have nibbed in the bud get me one of these, because this is a profiling stone, this is a sharpening stone, this is a repairing stone, this is you know, making knives, right? I make knives. This is a bevel setting, like for the first time stone. This thing will do it all. I highly recommend it. If you want to wait for the drone shot and bird dog version, it'll be cheaper. Speaking to that, the idea I have is to make them under $200. So, fingers crossed. By the way, you've seen me use the... Holy crap, this is loud. Hold on. Whew. It's always loud when the birds flip. Anyway, you've seen me use the King Neo stainless steel stone. King did indeed message me back. It is verified that it's GC abrasive, which is green silica carbide. So it is a silica carbide stone. 100% verified. I didn't doubt it, but I mean, you don't know, right? I've seen green stones that definitely weren't silica carbide. Silicon carbide, whatever. I don't know why my brain's not working in saying words today. I gotta get a towel real quick. Another thing I learned, which is insane, and since we're on the topic of vitrified diamond stones, King discontinued, think about that, discontinued the King Neo Carat, spelled C-A-R-A-T, like a carat diamond. Yeah, vitrified diamond sharpening stone, 1000 grit. What? 20 years ago, 2005, King had a vitrified diamond whetstone. You can still find them in the wild. I am actually currently hunting one. Donna's going to help me, but they discontinued them. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't think that vitrified diamond whetstones were a thing until recent, with FSKs being what's brought them, you know, into the limelight. So that's insanity. Super light pressure, by the way. I'm mostly just kind of guiding the knife and making sure it stays on the stone. But this thing's cut like it's insane, man. And I've got, I mean, the bevel's been there since the first go, just not the very tip, and I can see there's a flaw up there I need to fix real quick, which that's going to be light work with this. This is good to go back here on this side. Bevel is completely even. You know what else? This thing seems like it finishes while it's, I mean, it's eating metal, like it is eating it. But the finish on the edge is kind of nice looking. Like, it doesn't look like it's a chewed up, like if you've ever used a 220 grit or 120 grit diamond plate sharpening a knife, whether it be a pocket knife or whatever, that edge looks chewed up, even to the naked eye. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. This sounds like it should look like that. You know, you look at it under a microscope, it looks like someone took like a carbide tip and just drug freaking lines in it. That's what you think those look like, but this, it doesn't seem like it's going to look that way. Which, that's awesome, right? That's going to give it smoother cutting. I don't know that I would finish on a 400 grit vitrified. When I do the HK extra hard, I will do something equivalent to sharpen with. And then what I'll do is a side-by-side, I think. Because that's what I plan on doing. I want to give each of them their own video. And then I want to do like a comparison side-by-side. So I got the 400 extra hard, and then I got the FSK 400. I've got the 1000 HK and the 1000 FSK. I don't have a 3000 anything else, but I do have the HK 3000, which you guys saw the other day. This knife is so flexible. Whew. It makes me feel like I'm like legit eating so much metal. Yeah, that thing is Gucci, baby. Okay. I mean, I'm ready to deburr. I'm going to look at that under the microscope, make sure we look even, which I can tell you right now it looks even, but I want to make sure that it looks nice under this too. Yeah, I mean, we've got a good edge. yeah, this it's just impressive, right? I used a little bit. I used a little bit of the extra hard yesterday as a test on a D2 pocket knife. I just was curious, like how it felt. And that's a cool stone, but I will tell you, it's porous, and it does absorb water. It's a little friable, so. But I think that adds to its speed, and it's going to add to a lot of things for it. I'm just going to do some light passes that are stropping kind of strokes. Super light, like, if you can hear that, right? Just to kind of like encourage that burr. It's gone, actually. I was going to try and talk it off a ledge, but, you know, he gone. Yeah, it's all on the stone. I can feel it. I'll do my normal edge leading strokes here. Again, super light. I will be taking it to a strop. Just because this is so coarse. Doing what I'm doing here, I'm probably sharpening it more, to be real honest. So I'll go ahead and grab that strop now. Bring you guys on the up. Oh crap, I have so many freaking strops. You know what? I'm gonna do a little different. I'm gonna use this flex cut thing that I haven't used it in a long time. I'll go ahead and bring you over here for that real quick. Hopefully everybody had a good Easter. Mine, of course, was spent with, I think I told you guys on Sunday, with my in-laws. My dad was tired and wanted to rest. He's been, of course, dealing with a lot, and dementia will definitely do that to you. Had to do his laundry today. He used to have to always do mine. Well, Mom did, I guess, really. Dad did too, but this knife is so long. Like when I'm going backwards and don't have as much control, I'm gonna do it in multiple sections. I think I'm good. I don't need to do any more. I was just overkilling it. I want to make sure it cuts. It's kind of cheating, isn't it? Who cares? I'm just kidding. I care. Oh, I got something else to show you real quick, so I'm gonna do this cut. This is something else I want to add to the test, and the test between the 1000s, right? Let's do this first. 400 grit. What's your, what are you thinking? Take your guesses down below. Is it gonna hang? Did I screw up? Is it gonna glide through? What are we doing here? And here we go. Man, that is a smooth cut for a 400 grit edge. Oops. Oop, that tore. Actually, I'm going to try this little back part here. Yeah, that needs some work still. And that's okay. It's not perfect, and I didn't expect it to be. It's sharp, but it needs some more refinement, so I'll probably hit that on a... Oh. Actually, I'm talking out my yin-yang. That's a really big burr. Well, let me just do something real fast here. Super quick. Change that angle up a little bit. Now I'm curious if the burr gone. Yeah, now we're talking. Yeah, there might be a little bit, but that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Let's see what happens now. I'm gonna just do that back heel part just to see once again. And that's fixed. So that was just a burr. Okay. All right, let's see. It hung there. I probably have more burr because apparently I suck at removing burrs lately. but it did, it pushed. Yeah, so if I just remove that burr, we'll be good. But I've got so many more steps for this thing. I'm not stopping at 400. So what I want to show you, ooh, just the tip, just for a second. Anyway, yeah. So that thing is sharp. Oh, here we go. Ba-ba-da-da. What does that say? All right. Bring you over in the GoPro, make it a little more official. So if you can read that, then you'll know exactly what we're doing here. I'm kidding. So it is a king, right? What? This is a resin bonded king. I was actually really ecstatic. If you see this on the back here, I wrote that. Those were glue marks. So when I got this thing was barely hanging on. So I have myself a king stand that I can use for whatever in the world I want, which will be nothing. I'm just gonna hoard it. But yeah, I'm excited to test this guy out. It's a 1000 grit stone. I am almost positive that it's made by DMD. I cannot verify that. I have asked DMD to confirm, but it looks like it is. So this will be a true to grit. It comes with this. It's just a little Nagara, I guess. It's a silica carbide. But it says here, if I remember the translating right, it said diamond dresser. I don't think it's diamond though. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Even if it isn't DMD that made this, it is made really well. So the diamonds are extremely uniform. They look to be, from what I can tell anyway, the proper grit size. So I'm going to do that as a test. One of the things I'm going to do is just by itself, just let it, you know, do it as a standalone, sharpen a knife on it. Probably use the Hap 40 because I have a Hap 40 knife that'll be here tomorrow that's not the Kohetsu. It's a Nakamura Hamono. It's a beautiful knife. So we'll do that because I'm excited to put that king up against some of these other 1000s because it's supposed to be really good and really fast, but also leave an excellent finish. So anyway, if you're interested in that, be sure to tune in. Other than that, again, remember we got the giveaway. It's an Altstone Fukami. It's on the 30th of April, which is next Wednesday. Just leave a comment down below and be a subscriber to this channel. And if you want to be a part of the beta testing for our vitrified diamond stones that are kind of trying to be like these, please leave a comment down below and we'll get you added to the list. Like I said, you just need to be able to communicate your experience, right? And communicate what you're experiencing feel-wise and things like that. So until then, I'll see you guys for sure this weekend. Some new knives. I'm going to throw up a couple more videos this week too on these other stones. So it's going to be a multi-video week. So anyway, I appreciate you all very much. Your support means a lot. You've gotten me through some really tough times here lately especially. And I thank you all very, very much. So I love you and I'll see you next time.